In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this bunch of grapes, and you'll need about 150 or more rubber bands depending on how many grapes you want to have. For this grape, I made a total of 26 grape bunches here individually, and I'll show you how to make one or two of them on the loom and on the hook, and you'll have to pause the video to make the rest, and you can make as many as you want. So here I have 26, so I'm going to do about 3 more. What you want to do is take 2 single rubber bands, 2 or 3, it's up to you. Most of these I did 2 and some I did 3. So taking 2 single rubber bands, you're going to loop it twice to create 3 loops, like that. You're taking a single rubber band and you're pulling all the loop bands onto that single, like so, and you'll put it aside. And here I'll do a 3, same thing, taking 3 single rubber bands, looping it twice on your hook to create 3 loops, like that. Taking a single and putting it right onto that single rubber band, like so, and you're going to put it aside. And I'll make one on the loom so you can see how that's done. Taking a single rubber band, putting it from one peg to the other. Now, depending on how thick you want your grape to be, taking 2 or 3 single rubber bands, looping it twice on the peg to create 3 loops, like that. And go all the way under, grab the single, and looping it onto itself, like that. And take the looped rubber bands off. And so there's your grape. So you can do that and loop it. Take 3 rubber bands and loop it if you want. So you want to, again, do at least 26 or more, depending on how many grapes you want on your bunch. Now let's make this stem. Taking a single rubber band, twist it, double, coming down 4 times, single, double, 2, single, double, 3, single, double, 4. And now we want to add the leaf, single, double, and we'll want to start from the 4th peg and coming diagonally, single, double, coming up the center, single, double, and up once, and now single, double. We're coming diagonally from the 4th to the center, single, double, and come out straight diagonally like that. Now single, double, coming up the right side, single, double. We'll do that 3 times. 2, single, double, 3. Taking now the single, double, and close it up. So there's our stem and our leaf. Now we're adding a little bit of points for our leaf. So taking a single, looping it 3 times to create 4 loops, like that. Taking a single, double it, and getting those looped bands onto the single we doubled. And if you can't do it on the hook, do it on the loom like you did for the grapes. Now let's put it on the tip, like that. And we'll do it 2 more times to add it to the 3rd and the 5th peg on the right. Again, taking a single, looping it 3 times to create 4 loops, single, double, getting the looped bands onto your hook like that, and getting it onto the 3rd peg on the right. One last time, single, loop it 3 times to create 4 loops, single, double, getting on your hook, and putting it on the 5th peg on the right. Now taking a single, double, putting some holding rubber bands, like that, single, double, and put it there. So you have a holding rubber band on the second to the third in the middle, and from the fourth to the fourth on the right. Now we're taking a single, double, coming more down our leaf. And now let's do our grape. You can do your grape any color. You can do yellow, red, green, purple, blue. Mine's purple. So taking a single, and we'll come down 4 times for our grapes. The vine, 4. Then I'll come down diagonally twice. And now we'll come down 3 on this side. 1, 2, 3. And we'll come down the center all the way to the very tip with single rubber bands. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 single rubber bands. So that's what your grape should look like so far. And now let's take our grape bunch from where you have it. Put your hook through the loops, get it on our hook, and we'll just add it onto our loom. Just keep going and adding it wherever you want. Put your hook through the loop. There should be 2 of them. Getting your grape onto your hook and then adding it to our loom. And we want to add it at least 1 to every peg, and it's certain ones you want to just do 2. So it's random how you want your grape bunch to look. So I'll just add it. First I'm going to add 1 for each peg to make sure I have 1 for each. Then I'll come back to add 2 on some of them. So now I have a grape on each of my stem, my vine, so I'm going to add another one just randomly. You can pick where you want to add it to make your grape fuller. Now I want to put a holding rubber band on my loom for my grape. So taking one that has your grape on it and putting it across like so. So that's from the first peg on the right where my grape is all the way across. And we'll just do one more with a grape in it. So that's only 2 single holding rubber bands with the grape in the center. So there's my holding rubber bands. And now any one you have left over, I'm just adding it 2 places on my vine to make my grape thicker. My last one. I'm going to add it to the tip. So I have a total of 29 grape that I added to my grape bunch. So now I'm going to loop up, and you can have more or less, that's up to you. I'm reaching in at the very bottom, grabbing the single rubber band and looping it up. I'm just going to continue up my grape. Just reach, grab the bottom single, looping it up, and I'll loop the center all the way up to the top right there in the center. Just reach in, grabbing the bottom single, loop it up. So that's my last. Now I'll do the side, the right side, reaching all the way under, grabbing the bottom single rubber band, and looping it up. And I want to loop this all the way to the side where the stem starts. Now go on the left side, grabbing the bottom band, and looping that single up and onto itself. Make sure you see teardrops. Always grab the bottom single. And now let's do the leaf. We're going to go in the top peg, the second in the center, reach all under the cap bands, the extended leaf we added, grab the top two, looping it onto itself, reach back in, grab the bottom two, and looping it onto itself, creating teardrops. Let's continue looping up. Go in the right peg, grab the bottom two bands, and looping it right onto itself. Make sure you grab the bottom two bands and not the holding rubber bands. Now go in the third right peg, grabbing the bottom two bands and looping it down like so, and we'll continue down. Go in, grabbing the bottom two bands and looping it right onto there, and continue. So the right fifth peg, reach in, grab the bottom two bands, and we're looping everything right to the left fourth peg to attach our leaf to our stem. Reach in this center third peg, grab the bottom two bands, looping it onto the fourth, and finally reaching in the fourth center, grabbing the bottom two bands and looping it right to the left fourth. So your leaf should be done, your grape should be done. Now go in at the stem where the grape is, all the way to the bottom. You're going to grab the bottom two bands, a green stem, looping it up and onto itself, and just continue up all the way to this top peg, the left one. If there's any tension, don't force it. Release any tension and just keep looping up. So there's your grape. Now take a single slip knot rubber band and we're going to tie it off the top. Now let's take our grape off the loom. So there's your grape. And you want to pull some of the grape bunches and adjust it how you want. And you can make it smaller or bigger. I hope you like it. Thanks for watching.